So I woke up at like 11:30 this morning and I frankly feel amazing. I felt amazing. I felt amazing all day and I'm so infuriated by that fact because it's just a reminder that these that circadian rhythm is so real and delayed sleep phase disorder is so real, and that it's the comparison to all the days that I've forced myself to operate within society's normal sleep parameters, usually through a combination of very carefully regulating just every biological function to like down to the second perfection, and physically exhausting myself through exercise, etc. And of course taking sleep aid medicine, then I'm able to kind of sort of get uncomfortable like half sleep, from the hours of like midnight through 6 a.m. maybe, or something like that. Adjust an hour or two in either direction maybe, but that I'm usually have to kind of force myself to operate within that, to operate within society. And I'm so used to feeling kind of like a half drunk, kind of a physically, mentally foggy, physically exhausted, having to constantly medicate myself with Monster Energy drinks and caffeine, coffee all day to kind of stay awake but still be pretty sleepy all the time, because the sleep I get when I try to sleep in normal hours is so fucking shit and like just terrible, and it's the worst sleep. It's not good sleep because it's not the time that my brain or my body wants to sleep when I sleep in quote-unquote normal societal hours, but I still have to kind of force myself to do it to operate within society. And I'm so used to doing it that way, to getting up at a time that my body and my brain don't want me to be getting up, that on the occasion like today, when I end up getting up at like 11:30 or so in the morning, it's literally within a matter of seconds of waking up. Within a matter of seconds, I notice that something is strange, something is off, something is bizarre, and it's that I feel rested, I feel mental acuity, I feel clear, I feel energetic. Almost within like a minute of wait, I didn't have my usual groggy kind of like zombie-like deathly rise from a bed where I feel like death incarnate. Like I feel like just a heavy blanket of exhaustion and just dread at just sledging my way through the coming day, just weighing me down. That usual thing that I've been used to operating with most of my life, basically. Certainly going back to school, going back to even elementary school, within junior high, you're well into that era. And it's just basically been that way my whole life. Just this blanket of just utter paralyzing, crippling mental exhaustion, physical exhaustion, eyelids heavy, brain foggy, inability to concentrate on anything, and just constant like it has an effect on everything, from my ability to do as major as like working on projects I care about, just anything like that, down to just even like concentrating on like a book or a video game. Appetite, it affects just everything is terrible all the time, basically because of my the fact that all the sleep that I get at normal societal sleep hours is terrible. But I'm so used to it that it's almost like you don't quite, you're so used to it that you don't register it as strange, right? Like I've read these studies that say that, now this isn't a problem I have, I drink a ton of water, but I read these studies that say like most people in society, like maybe as much as like 3/4 of people, are perpetually dehydrated, but they're so used to that level of dehydration that they don't notice that something is strange. That's me in sleep. Like I'm so used to just feeling terrible from lack of quality sleep that it becomes my kind of normal. And I just think that despite the fact that nothing should technically be wrong with me, I have no major physical flaws or detriments. I'm even relatively in shape for an American my age in the 21st century. I shouldn't just feel kind of shitty all the time, but I do. I mean, I've never studied sleep. I'm not a fucking sleepologist or whatever it's called. But I know, isn't it the REM sleep? That's the good, nourishing sleep. Those are like the healthy calories of sleep. That's when your brain is actually replenishing itself. I swear that even if I do kind of manage to force myself to sleep for like 5.5 hours or so, at kind of like, let's say like 12:30 to 6 or something like that, which is, couldn't be considered not much sleep for most people, but it's about the fucking best I can do in those hours. I swear that like even like a normal person who slept that amount of time, they would get like twice or 3 times as much the good quality REM sleep as I do in that time, because yeah, I can wake up after the time and I still feel like shit. I know some people out there who don't know my sleep history might be saying, why don't you try sleeping 8 hours? And it's like, why don't you try jumping to the fucking surface of the fucking Pluto in one leap from Earth? That's how impossible that is for me. No, it's just not going to happen. Sleeping 8 hours isn't something I do, at least not in the time that I have to kind of try to fit into society with. So yeah, I do the best I can with, like I said, you have to carefully regulate all biological functions. I can't drink anything within quite a few hours of having to go to sleep, wanting to go to sleep, because then the feeling of even a tiny bit full bladder will either wake me up or keep me awake. I have to eat neither too much nor too little. I have to, try to work out and exhaust myself physically as much as I can. Like ZQL or Equate Sleep Aid, whatever the store brand ZQL is, a must, because that can kind of get me over the hump into some kind of a loose, light unconsciousness for a while that kind of functions as sleep but doesn't work very well. But then you have a day like today when I end up waking up at 11:30 and I just instantly notice that, hey, the sleep I got at the time that like my brain and body actually wants me to sleep, which is, I swear, like probably like maybe 4 or 4:30 a.m. to about 11 something. I feel so much. I did not have, I drank coffee with a breakfast, just that's my usual breakfast, lunch for most people, but it's just my usual routine that I do basically 365 days a year, more like for the taste, I guess, than the caffeine. But other than that, I just complete mental acuity all day long. None of the brain fog, none of the hazy, like a half hungover, half drunk feeling. Didn't take a sip of any Monster Energy drink, not another cup of coffee, nothing. I could focus on things. I wasn't constantly drifting off, like my eyes weren't getting heavy. Didn't feel that kind of brain swimming into, lapsing into little skipping on the surface of the lake of unconsciousness. So I was trying to read a book like I usually do. I just felt so clear and so good. And that fact makes me so angry, because I know that I'm not going to be able to sustain that schedule going forward. I guess maybe I could for tomorrow, but then I'd have to go right back to normal. And it's going to be because I destroyed my sleep schedule now by sleeping in those extra 4 hours or whatever, or even 5 hours, I guess, maybe. Now I'm not going to be able to fall. Obviously tonight I'm going to be up until the wee hours of the morning. There's no point in me even bothering to take ZQL, because oftentimes my body will just ignore it. I'll take ZQL and still be awake 4 hours later. My body just says, "Nah, I'm not into that shit. You're gonna stay awake, bitch." And that can happen even if I've been awake for 20 hours. So obviously at this point I have not been awake so tonight I'm probably will be up till 5 a.m. So then I'll have to force myself to wake up after 1 or 2 hours, and then just so my whole week is probably destroyed now. But I'd say let's go over the next 2 weeks are totally destroyed. I'm not gonna be able to get my sleep schedule back in order. It's gonna be a lot of just sluggish, hazy brain days ahead of me. Certainly not going to be able to get any work done on any of the projects I want to work on, because I'm going to be exhausted all the time. And the nights are just going to, instead of me enjoying my evenings or even the late night time, I'm just going to be fighting to seize onto that whisper of sleep. I'm just going to be lost out in the darkness of the universe, trying to grab onto something the size of a splinter that embodies my ability to sleep out in, just some space the size of the Milky Way galaxy. I'm going to be trying to find that little sliver of sleep. And it's so annoying for me, because it's just motherfucker, why can't I just figure out a way to operate in society where I just can sleep from just 5 to noon or 4 to 11 every day, and just why can't I just live in that society? Why can't I just re-switch my brain to where I could sleep normal hours? Because it was a weird set of emotions this morning, waking up, realizing, hey, I actually woke up quite well, and I feel alert within a few seconds of waking up. Hey, I feel healthy and mentally clear and good. And then just instant anger, literally within 15 seconds of realizing those things, instant anger just floods my body, realizing, hey, why can't I feel like this every day instead of maybe a handful of days here and there throughout the year? And then kind of the dread sinking in of realizing this means that I am not going to be able to sleep tonight until the until fucking the sliver of sunlight is creeping over the horizon. That's probably when I'm gonna be able to finally tap out tonight. And then I'm looking at just dreadfully exhausted, sleepless, unproductive, terrible days and possibly even weeks ahead of me. And I'm so so angry about all of it. And I would just love to be able to operate in the way that my brain operates, the schedule that my brain wants to sleep at, and be able to not take so much ZQL and be able to not have to regulate all my be able to just go to bed when I actually want to, sleep the hours I actually want to, get up when I actually want to, have just hundreds of days a year of just feeling good and feeling rested and feeling clear. But I can't have that, it seems, and it's so frustrating. I've done half a dozen rants, I think, on this channel about this point. This isn't really contributing anything new, just the usual insomnia, fucked up circadian rhythm, delayed sleep phase disorder, all the same usual rants. But I'm annoyed at how good I actually felt sleeping the proper hours, that I've really basically, I mean, we're talking going back to when my age was in the single digits. I've had like this kind of sleeping schedule. This is not a new thing. We're approaching 30 years of this and me fighting my sleep schedule, and it's just like, I think about like all the classmates I must have had going through all levels of education, junior high, high school, college, everything, who felt rested in class, in school, and were able to focus on things and weren't falling asleep like in class 3 times a day, basically all through. We're able to wake up and go to morning classes and feel good, able to focus on things, able to focus on activities, able to not just be exhausted all the time, because it's just so alien to me to imagine what life is like in that situation, because I'm always so fucking tired. Except today, I felt great today. Like I said, didn't have to do any caffeine at all to keep awake. Perfectly mentally clear, but yeah, I'm gonna be paying for that one for days, if not weeks to come. So sleep well, everyone.